welcome back to Fast Friday. So today's Fast Friday is a standing core workout, okay? So this is great if for some reason you can't get down to the mat, but you still want to get a nice core activation workout. So all you're gonna need today is one dumbbell, okay? So I am using a 7-pound weight. If I had heavier, I would switch out a heavier weight for some of these exercises, but right now I only have access to a 7-pound. So switch out for what, depending on the exercise, okay? So some we do have shoulder work, so if you can't use, let's say, a 10-pound weight for some of the shoulder ab ones, but you can use a 10-pound weight for the exclusively ab ones, feel free to switch them out whenever you need to, but for the sake of today, I'm just going to be doing one weight. But definitely, again, listen to your body, switch out as you feel needed. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first two exercises are the same, but they have different modifications. So I'm going to show the modified version first, which I encourage you to also do at home as kind of a prep if you are going to move on to the more advanced exercise, okay? So the first one is a wood chopper with both feet down, okay? So you're gonna start with your feet nice and parallel, so feet just a little bit past hip width apart. You're gonna hold onto your dumbbell, either holding onto the nubs, or if you're comfortable with it, your hands are gonna be in the center, okay? So I like the nubs, but again, do what you need to. So you're going to start by reaching that core over. Again, keep that core engaged, but keep your hips parallel, always tracking frontward. So I don't want to see your hips like move with you. The goal is to just have that activation when your body crosses over. So again, we reach and then we cross with those straight arms. Okay, so inhale, exhale, cross. So you notice how my hips are not moving, keeping that core nice and tight. So again, we are having some shoulder movements here, so if you need to modify with a very light weight depending on your shoulders, do so. So we're doing 15 on this side. So again, the idea is that you're chopping wood. I sometimes like to call it you have a giant seatbelt on you. Keeping those arms straight, you're reaching those shoulders across. Exhale, cross, okay? So the movement is coming through your obliques. Perfect, and then you switch sides. So your hips don't change. Keeping that gaze in the center of that weight. Inhaling as we reach. Exhale, cross. So you are getting quite a good shoulder workout. And again, we're looking for that rotation of the upper body. Hips down are completely isolated. And remain still. Okay, so that is wood chopper, option 1 with both feet down. Wood chopper with knee lift is the exact same stance. We're going to take a little bit wider. We're going to send one hip, one leg back. So the hips are still square, tracking frontwards. We're reaching, and then we ground that front foot. Ooh. And then we bring it back center. So we exhale. So it's almost like we're in a modified lunge where our body is reaching back, trying to keep those hips center. So this is working a lot more than just your shoulders and core. We're working on that core stability. We're working on that balance. And we're working on cueing, right? Good, so we're doing 15. Same motion, except we're just sending that one leg back. So from here, we're switching sides. So the hips are a little bit further than hip distance. That opposite leg is being sent back, but our hips are still square and tracking frontward. So we reach up. Gaze stays on the weight. Remember, we're looking for that cross-body twist. And you're going to feel this in both sides of those obliques. Because we reach, the one is tight, we cross, the opposite is tight, okay? So that is the second option for wood chopper. Our next exercise is a little bit more low-key, but again, we're still targeting those obliques. So we are going to start with our weight in one hand. Find that neutral, feet are hip distance apart. Our one hand can come out to the side, it can come on our hip. And we are going to drop, 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 and then squeeze on the way up. So we inhale down, exhale back up to center. So shoulders are square, hips are square, knees are soft. We have that core sit nice and engaged so the ribs are hugging around the spine. You notice how my head isn't falling to the side, my chest isn't collapsing, you're just sliding. Imagine your chest and your back are in between two planks of wood. You can see by the side that I'm not hinging anywhere. I'll switch it. So you're staying in that neutral spine. And at this point, you're gonna start to feel that in your obliques, okay? So we keep that core engaged the entire time. We're not releasing it at the top. We're not releasing it at the bottom. At no point during these exercises are you letting your tummy fall. It's nice and tight. One more time. So exercises like this where we're doing a slide, we're actually engaging both sides of the obliques at the same time, okay? So you don't have to worry if your breathing is opposite to me. So you could easily breathe down, inhale back up. So long as you're keeping that core engagement, when you're working with an exercise like this where both sides of your core are functioning at the same time, when we lower down, one side is firing, the opposite is lengthening, and we come back up, the opposite fires, the opposite lengthens. So they're working as a unit here, okay? So much like your bicep and tricep, and they're working at that tandem, okay? So again, just focus on breathing and keeping your core tight, and you're good to go. Okay, so our second last one is our oblique twist. So this is a personal favorite of mine. It helps people understand how their body can move at different points. So again, find that nice athletic stand, so hips down are nice and squared off, slight bend in those knees, toes are tracking frontwards. You have two options for your arm, depending on your shoulder strength and if they're injured. So the first option is we just keep our hands in front, holding a 90-degree angle, our core is nice and tight, and this exercise is an oblique twist, okay? So we inhale, exhale, so do you see that it's only my ribs up that are moving, okay? So hips down are nice and squared, nothing is moving. I'm using my obliques and my abdominal muscles to propel and twist my body. I'm not propelling from my hips, okay? Do you see the difference here? So this is what not to do. And now I like to say in my classes that this exercise is something that you get out of it, what you put into it. So if I'm just twisting with no core activation, you're gonna be like, okay, my spine is moving, but what's happening here? You have to be active in this or you're not going to understand how hard it is, okay? So find your neutral, shoulders down, ribs down, abs engaged, pelvic floor up and on, hips are squared, knees are soft. We're holding that orange under our chin. Inhale to prepare, exhale, twist. So again, we're not being loosey-goosey here, okay? Structure and firing that engaged, pulling up on that pelvic floor, keeping our spine lifted and in neutral. Then you're gonna understand how hard it is, okay? Last exercise. Okay, so this is an isolateral reach. Okay, so this is a great one again for those obliques. So if you haven't noticed, standing exercises are great for obliques. There's so much you can do. If you're ever confused on how do I get my obliques, just replay this video, okay? So you can do this with a weight, you cannot do this with a weight. I'm gonna use it with a weight just for the video, but again, listen to your shoulders. This is a very heavy shoulder workout, so if anytime you need to put the weight down and do it with a 1 or 2 pound or no weight at all, a-okay. Listen to your body. I'm not gonna know if your shoulders are functioning well, so really take the time and respect your body. There's no ego in working out, okay? So we find a little bit more of an athletic stance. So this is my hip distance. I'm right here, almost in a squat move. So we're gonna reach, we're gonna put our weight onto that lifted, and then we are going to lengthen out. Do you see how I'm not putting my weight back into that heel? So the whole time, our core is firing and our quad is firing. So we're reaching and we come up to standing. Okay, so we're meeting in the middle and we're connecting with that same side oblique. So we're switching sides. So again, we're lengthening, hand comes to our hip, we're reaching overhead, we shift the weight into that front leg, we point the toe again, I'm not sinking back, I'm just coming onto my toe, and we connect in the middle. Woo! Everyone follows, don't worry about it. So just take the time. Perfect. All right, so go on to the exercises, see how many reps you're doing it. Again, it's 15 per side, and you're gonna be doing it 4 to 5 times, okay? So try to keep no breaks except for water. Listen to your body. Even if you're doing well with, let's say, a 5 to 7 pound weight and your shoulder starts to hurt, drop the weight if you have a lighter weight or no weight. Remember, there's no ego here. So listen to your body, respect your body, and have a great time. Remember to warm up and cool down afterwards, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.